been over a year since Sea of Thieves was released for the Xbox One and PC. For those of you who don't remember, the critical reception of the game was, not good. Hell, Angry Joe went so far as to give it a measly 4 out of 10. Now, I bought myself a copy not too long ago, and I put plenty of time into the game. Since we have received multiple updates fixing glitches and adding much needed content, I figured it's high time someone took to the seas and did a current review about the game. Let's go ahead and get the obvious out of the way. Sea of Thieves looks amazing. The cartoonish, smooth texture style fits the game perfectly. Ship designs, weapon designs, and environmental layouts all have a slightly exaggerated emphasis to them, and while playing, you can tell the game doesn't take itself all too seriously. There are even times when certain scenes can take your breath away. At the core of the game lies the sailing mechanics. Regardless of which of the 3 available ships you're on, you'll be constantly lowering and raising the sails in order to catch as much wind as possible. A little chime plays when you're perfectly sailing with the wind, telling you you've achieved maximum speed. Knowing when to raise and lower the sails and to what length are a key component to piloting your ship well, and even though the system is easy to learn, not everyone will ever fully master it. The 3 ships currently available are the small sloop, the most maneuverable craft, which presents the smallest target and doesn't lose much speed when sailing into the wind, though it also has the least amount of cannons and the smallest cargo hold, as well as the slowest maximum speed. The brigantine, or just the brig, is the medium-sized ship. It's faster than the sloop, has more firepower, more sails, and a larger cargo hold, though it is a bigger target, less maneuverable, and loses a good amount of speed when sailing into the wind. Lastly, we have the huge galleon, a triple-deck monster with the highest firepower, highest maximum speed, largest cargo hold, and the ability to take loads of punishment before sinking. Unfortunately, its maneuverability is pitiful. It's difficult to sail correctly without a full crew, whereas the sloop and brig can both be sailed by a single player, and the ship slows down to a crawl when going into the wind. Ship-to-ship combat is easily the highlight of the gameplay, and it's at its best when you're trying to outgun and outmaneuver your foe and bail water as cannonballs keep flying into your ship, or when you're being all sneaky and you silently come up along a ship, go on board with the gunpowder barrel and blow it up just for the lulz. It's a blast. So what's the main goal here? As a pirate, you go around finding loot to sell to any of the several vendors at any of the outposts to accumulate vast amounts of gold. This gold can be used to buy new skins for parts of your ship, new customization items for your pirate, and for buying your way into having access to much higher quests. And that's it. There's still only one kind of quest in the whole game, the fetch quest. Now obviously one would expect these to be plentiful in a pirate game, but for it to be the sole quest type?
Playing with a broken crew.
One of the vendors is for a commercial trading guild, so why aren't there any escort quests where you have to sail with a small trading vessel and defend it? No rival pirate gangs? Really? Aside from other players, the only actual enemies are skeletons. Now sure, clearing out a skelly fort is a lot of fun and grants you a ton of booty, but literally every enemy type are skellies. NPC ghost ships sailing around? Yep, crewed by skellies. Yeah, you can fight the 2 mini-bosses, the Megalodon or the Kraken, but these are often more annoying than actually fun. What's worse is how confusing the treasure maps can be at times, and the somewhat chaotic nature of the island layouts. These maps are super basic, just a simple X where the treasure is buried, But with the varying sizes of the different islands, and given how the maps don't take their size into proper consideration, it's fairly easily to get lost. This game simply needs so much more content, still over a year after launch. And no, the broken as fuck arena mode doesn't count. In this mode, 5 crews go at it in a mad dash for treasure, all while looking out for each other and trying to avoid being sunk. But since the only ship available here is the galleon, the whole mode quickly turns into a messy orgy of ship battles. This mode would have been better if the ship used was the brig, as the mid-level vessel would make the most aggressive players more cautious about going into combat due to how easily it sinks.
I want some beer.
It would be so easy to add in a custom name feature for your ship, having a nameplate on the stern making you feel more of a connection with your vessel. Maybe even make it so when you sink another ship, a message pops up saying, "You've sunk the Jolly Roger," and vice versa. New quest types and new enemy types are desperately needed, as unless you're in a sailing groove, the fun here tends to dwindle quickly. Or how about a super powerful NPC boss ship, which rarely spawns and you have to work together with other crews in order to take it out, and give the Kraken an actual body. Seriously. A few other just kind of off the wall things before I go ahead and wrap this review up. The melee combat feels extremely unfinished. Go for a swing with your sword and happen to miss? Well, it's going to take your pirate about a second or two to recover, because apparently swinging and missing just drains all their energy. Also, while one would expect this kind of game to have simplistic melee combat, it quickly just evolves into a button mashing contest about who can quickly outmaneuver each other, and if you can't get at each other with your swords, quickly break out the blunderbuss, because the pistol and the sniper rifle are actually pretty useless in this game. Melee combat just needs to be completely reworked. It's not fun. The music in this game, while definitely fitting and at sometimes mildly hilarious, doesn't actually stay with you once you've turned the game off. Also, you'll quickly notice just how small the map itself actually is. I kind of thought it'd be a lot bigger, and these little areas on the edge of the map, which it turns out are the red sea, and if you sail into, you die. I thought that was just unexplored water the first time I played it, so I purposely sailed into it, only for a bunch of holes to start popping into the hull of my ship and for me to sink. Why is the map so small? After plenty of playtime, I can confidently say that in its current state, Sea of Thieves earns a 6 out of 10. The things it gets right are spot on, and being involved in a long, drawn-out chase battle on the high seas is some of the most fun I've had in gaming. But a title like this simply can't keep going off its stellar looks and a few crumbs of content updates. If this game is going to ever become something truly special, it needs an entire game-sized update filled with new features and things to do. Hey everyone, thanks so much for checking out this video. I know it's been a couple weeks since my last review, but I've got a few things planned for October that have kind of been keeping me away from working on this project. But if you like this and like to go ahead and stick around for my other things, why not click that subscribe button, ring the bell so you'll always be notified when I upload future videos, and if you feel so inclined, why not go ahead and become a patron on my Patreon. For a whopping $1 a month, less than the price of a McDonald's cheeseburger, you too can help support one little panda and his goals of having a mildly okay YouTube channel. It's about all I'll ever be able to do.